Let's be honest, I've never really been a Black Panther fan, but whatever, I still love to read Marvel comics on weekly basis, and he, the King T'Challa himself, was flashing his cold, rational and strong demeanor through pages occasionally, and to me, he felt like Batman who looked like Wildcat. I was much older when they announced his first live-action appearance in Captain America Civil War, so I thought, cool, I guess I would love to see his character done by MCU, but then, remembering his just plain black suit in the comics, I knew there was nothing they could really surprise me with. Damn, was I wrong. Look at this freaking beast. I cannot tell you how good this looks, because all the cool words have just left my brain, so I guess I'll scoop whatever words I've got left and let's dive into it. Oh yeah, and I know that what we have seen in Civil War was entirely CG because they needed to capture metalluminescence and stuff, and I don't care. CG can be awesome, and even then they had this real freaking suit done, so there was an actual suit too. It captures everything you need to know about Black Panther. First being it's blatantly an armor and not just some cool looking suit. I feel its protective quality and weight despite it being super light canon-wise. In comics though, it's much more than just an armor and has basically Iron Man nano-cyber style bullshit going on, which I critically dislike, but well, yeah, just me, so whatever. Just look at him. He looks so minimalistic and so complex at the same time. But more than anything else, he actually looks dangerous. Like he is an actual warrior that makes you think a billion times till you die of old age before going against him. And this leads me to the first piece of the suit, which... Oh yeah, by the way, the suit is called Panther Habit. Not Panther Suit or Panther Costume. Panther Habit stands unique by even its own name alone and sounds actually pretty awesome. So yeah, the first thing are his eyes. Plain, white, non-animated eyes. Though CBR told they are animated, but fuck that shit, I call bullshit. They're not animated, and for the better, because we do not need this in Black Panther. The Black Panther doesn't need this for himself as well. Enemies do not need to read his eyes, hence read his emotions. He's not some Boy Scout. He's the judge, jury, and executioner in one guy. A true monarch. And we see it with his eyes alone. No nonsense, stoic, larger-than-life character. In Civil War, everybody else felt just like people in suits, while Black Panther was more of a force embodied through a person. Those eyes reflect that, cold and focused on one goal. Actually, those are the first plain white eyes in major comic book movies, and I salute the designers for that perfect choice. Love the eyes, 5 out of 5. Alright, eyes aside, let's go to his mask, which is a real mask, not a helmet, not a sock, not a cupboard, but a real solid, wholesome mask, which is also a first. It even has the always pleasant to hear detachment sound. Panther's face is fierce, resembling a real panther without being too animalistic. Broad nose, silver outline, chiseled jaw inside another perfectly sculpted one, with stylish and functional ears adding to the overall successful panther look. His mask reeks of elegance and superiority. It also perfectly reflects his
I don't care
attitude quite well. Nothing to complain here, 5 out of 5. Looking at the core, I can only remember one thing. Haha! Anyway, I love it. Those pleasantly textured vibranium bands are actually highlighting his southern culture, while not compromising the overall modern feel. You can definitely see the heart sign that could be representing the heart-shaped herb that gives the panther his enhanced physicality. His beads, of course, while not having any functional value, at least not yet, can stand as a representation of his royal status and maybe even being a part to which a cape can be attached for more ceremonial events. It's purely a fashion/status statement, which is not bad or out of character. It's a king we're talking about after all. Initially, I wanted to give it 4 out of 5, because beads can be pointy, right? And the suit is flexible, right? So it can sting a little bit, right? Probably not, maybe, who knows? So, wanted to give it 4 out of 5. But changed my mind, because of the cool factor. Because the cool factor says 5 out of 5.
Will not help the bracelets though.
Going to the sides, the arms copy the mummy corn pattern with overlapping bands and silver claws, which also give out his royal fashion more than anything else, and I'm fine with it. Now gloves is where the suit shows some of its functionality with retractable vibranium claws. Though they should really be anti-metal, but because vibranium is adamantium here, who cares? And additional padding on the hands for stopping, striking and slapping power. It's also really nice not to see comic accurate wrist blasters and glider wings. I was never a fan of those, sorry. To me, Panther works best when he shows off his enhanced physicality, not his toys. And the suit alone is already OP as fuck with its indestructible vibranium weave, so the claws would just add a nice touch of lethality. Anyway, great arms, 4 out of 5. Maybe because I have sticks for legs myself or good old-fashioned mental insanity. Probably both. But I actually have an issue with the lower body representation in the MCU. Aside from that America's ass, there is nothing I can remember being highlighted. Oh yeah, that. But ass is ass. There are quads, hams, and the almighty calves. Oh shit, I lost myself for a minute there. I was talking about the design. Whatever, it's not like somebody's going to watch this piece of shit. There's nothing really I can say about Panther's legs. Same nice pattern and nice boots, and it's okay really because he already has a lot going on in his suit. Legs are legs, right? So 3 out of 5? Voice is especially important when we are talking about superheroes, especially the masked ones, as there's less opportunity to show facial expressions. Well, what can I say? Chadwick Boseman nailed it to the T. I'm no expert on accents, but the one he did successfully showed his foreign origin without being ridiculous or over the top. The Panther mask made it only much better by adding some reverb and lowering the pitch a bit.
Captain.
It can be a natural part of being inside a vibranium mask, but maybe there's also some technology at hand, though I doubt it. Panther's voice is a perfect addition to the already menacing suit, making it only more intimidating. I've never seen a Russian version of this film, but I'm almost sure the voice sound is shit like it always fucking is. Hang on.
How long do you think you can keep your friends safe from me?
Как думаешь, у твоего друга есть шанс избежать расплаты?
Fucking embarrassing. I've always been of the opinion that you should watch the original movies no matter what, with the subtitles on, because there is money put into sound production and the voice enrichment. The kind of money that your average translation company would never spend. So yeah, fuck audio translation, man. Be a human being, learn to watch with subtitles. You're missing out if you don't. The guys behind the voice enhancement and sound production in general are really being praised, so my hat's off to you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your great work. Black Panther's voice is badass and is very much on point with the visual representation of the character. 5 out of 5, easily. Let's say this first, when I talk about the actor, I'm not only talking about the acting part, but his own physical appearance without the suit, or in the suit, or partially being in the suit. Something like that, probably. Okay, let's do it. Of course, the suit needs its wearer, so what can I say about Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther? He did a good job. I didn't see any of his other films, but I liked what I saw here. He had only 11 minutes of screen time, and I was sold that this is someone I want to see more of. It's actually pretty insane how well he was established. And you know that no matter how good the writing of the character is, he can still not deliver. But he did deliver, and with honors, I might say. And I'm ready for the crucifixion, man, but I'd say he was much better than this over-the-top pain. For fuck's sake, Tony, you're better than this. T'Challa had this innocent seriousness about him, which was something akin to Captain America, but still very different. He was able to show his cockiness and arrogance, which is accurate to the character, at the same time showing his growth and development. He was able to portray a miniature but complete arc in Civil War, which I personally enjoyed quite much. There's one thing though, while his face was very suiting the character, that innocent seriousness I was talking about earlier, his physical presence was not just matching his suit a bit. I know it's much more than common practice to add muscle padding, and more than that, I understand that at the time the movie came out, the man started the silent battle with a deadly disease, which very unfortunately ended up being fatal for him. It could very well mean that he had issues during and before filming that prevented him from gaining more muscle. But back to my point, he did look a bit smaller than the suit version, while most MCU characters were pretty physically consistent. It's in the nature of their suits, of course. Come to think of it, nobody really had a skin-tight suit except Spider-Man. Iron Man had his armor that gave him his HRT arms. Cap had basically a military-type suit, which was of course not skin-tight. Vision's the fucking droid. Hulk a CGI booger on steroids. Hawkeye had a vest. And Black Widow, well, the less said about her physique the better. Angles can be very deceiving, my friends. What I want to say here is that no other MCU character had to wear skin-tight shit except that, otherwise they would have ended up being padded too, like Batman, Superman and other stuff from DC. And while Chadwick Boseman was a great actor, I still cannot give him 5 out of 5 because when I see Black Panther suited up, I feel there should be a bit different complexion underneath the suit, which breaks my suspension of disbelief a little. So 4 to 5. The first thing I noticed when I saw the Panther habit is how refined it is. Yeah, refined. You know how there is always a year 1 raw suit version? Here there is nothing that says it. Quite the contrary, this is the year 10,000, the brainchild of the best Wakandan minds improving it generation after generation. So minimalistic, but so advanced. It's a fucking fashion statement, yet without any loss in functionality. I like this suit.
I like
Order.
it. Hell, I love it.
It looks menacing and intimidating, exactly how it should be to the hostile outsiders. I can feel the fierce ancestry, the rich culture, and the enigmatic representation of the goddess's wrath and protection. The suit itself embodies protection and security, things that every king should provide to his nation. The suit doesn't need any physical enhancing capabilities, because they are already by default inside the wearer. Similar to the indestructible walls of a fortress protecting the strong king and its nation, the Panther habit protects its strong and resilient wearer, who in turn protects his people. It reminds me of responsibility, respect, and reason. 5 out of 5 for representation. And that boils down to 4.5 out of 5 overall. And this is my favorite MCU character. And after such a debut, nothing can go wrong, right?
Oh.